lovely people. It's another edition of Discussion on the Couch. Today is going to be lit and interesting as well. As usual, we would be discussing everything girls, girls, boys, boys, breaking down topics to your understanding and dishing it out to your consumption. Having lovely guests here with me, handsome, lovely guests who would be contributing in today's topic that says, does strict parenting lead to successful children? I go by the name Esther Spine, Stick and Stay. Straight onto it, I have with me in the studio and who would be contributing to today's topic, does strict parenting lead to a successful children? Before then, don't forget to follow us on our social media handles and subscribe to our YouTube channel to be updated with current videos. I still remain your host, Esther Spines. Welcome, guys.
Welcome to you.
How are you doing?
Doing great.
So, talking about the topic, does strict parenting lead to successful children? What do you think about it, Pencil Henny?
To me, I would say no, because always it makes the child's level of confidence brings him down. To approach his father or to approach his mother is very, very difficult. So to me, I'll say no.
So talking about that, when we talk about strict parenting, what is strict parenting?
So strict parenting means a parent that is very strict on his kids. Despite what the child or the boy or the girl will do, the father is still strict on the person. So I would say the word already expresses itself.
Wow, strict parenting. Kids are products of their environment. So we need to be mindful how we raise our children, because what the environments they see or they come from is going to have an impact in their life. So what I would say is that strict parenting is when parents place high standard, and demand on their children. So in some houses or in some environments, parents are very stern when it comes to upbringing of their children, which I believe that is perfect, and it has led to raising successful kids. It's true that there's a lot of controversies concerning strict parenting, but I can argue for a fact that it has also led to so many successful children, which if you spare me time, I can lay down.
So do you think strict parenting makes a child disciplined?
Yes. When you say discipline, for example, I would say strict parenting has led to children putting up good behavior. Why? Because kids who are raised by strict parents have rules and regulations, limits and boundaries in their house. Okay, so this makes the kids aware of the consequences to any inappropriate behavior they should put up. So it has made them very disciplined and has made them very to put up a good behavior wherever they find themselves.
Pencil Henny is saying it doesn't lead to successful children.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you have to say about that one?
I beg to differ. If you can state out his points, I can also come in, because I have so many reasons. Strict parenting has led to children putting up a good behavior, like I said earlier on. Secondly, it has led to children becoming goal-oriented. Okay, what do I mean by goal-oriented? Kids who grow up in an environment where the strictness are focused. When I say focused, there's a purpose they are going after, because you can't be raised by a strict parent and you are not focused on what you do. Okay, strict parents will make sure that in school you are the best, you are performing well, because they're going to keep an eye on your results, your grades. So it ends up making the child very focused, okay, and very, I would say that any achievement he or she makes up the mind will fight for it. So it has led to the child being goal-oriented, putting up good behavior, and one point is self-control. Okay, when kids are raised in a very strict environment, like I say, they are made aware that there are rules and regulations that guards them. So it becomes part and parcel of them. So when they go out there and they see other kids misbehaving, they don't succumb to such activities, because they are coming from a background where they are laid down rules. So the self-control, good behavior, and goal-oriented. I can even add respect for authorities, because when a child grows up in a very a strict environment where there are rigid laws, rigid rules, and the child has this perception that you should respect authorities, because if you go against the authority, you'll be disciplined. So it has made kids become more respectful to authorities. So there are so many points.
Okay, Prince Henry, why do you say it doesn't lead to a successful child?
So I'm going to say a little story to back what I'm going to say. As me being a child, way back when I was young, I didn't get friends. My father restricted me not to play football, so I don't know how to play football. I don't know how to. When I see my friends having entertainment like with football, I feel that I feel that passion. I want to do that, but because of what my parents, or let me say, my father restricted me from doing, so I don't have those things. I don't feel for those things. I feel like a normal human being living on this earth. Sometimes I go out and I can't make friends because I couldn't make friends way back. When I come home, my own is I go to my church, I go to school, and I learn my books, and I'm always in the room. So how can I make friends? And it has affected me very, very much. Me being moving from one place to another has affected me. So here lies a case, a child wants to make friends. He has grown up and he wants to make friends. You have restricted him from all those things. And then can that child make friends?
Can I come
you
in
see,
here?
when
Can
I'm
I
coming,
come
let me land. Let me land. And then secondly, it makes you not confident. It makes the child lie. When you are too strict on your children, when a child wants to do this, even if it's right, he has to lie to you. He has to tell you lies before he makes an attempt to do whatever he wants to do. Do you get it? Sometimes the child can come in front of you boldly to tell you, Daddy, even maybe I'm pregnant, or Daddy, I'm sick, or Daddy, this is wrong with me. It's bad when there is an environment created around you and then you can't come out to say something. Sometimes I face issues and people tell me that you are too lazy. It's not because of that, because I have been with I've stayed with one thing since my childhood. I know this is what I can do, but to me being exposing to the world now, I can I'm trying to get things in place. So I'll say strict parenting is very, very, very bad.
Zainas, strict parenting, do you think it depends on the child or it depends on the parents?
Well, what I would say is that it can be both ways. Okay, when a child grows up from a strict background, it can lead to him becoming successful or her. If it can also be the mindset of the child. The child can also make up the mind to be successful. So, at both ways. But strict parenting would play a major role in it, because you are being guided. Like he said you should guide the children, and you should guide the child with regulations and rules. Okay, even in Ghana, we have a constitution that governs the country. So if you don't bring up a child, children are naturally sometimes naughty. Okay, even the Bible says that spare the rod and spoil the child.
Yeah.
So if you are going to leave the kids to behave as and how they want, it's not the right, and it's not going to be healthy.
But do you think the disadvantages are more than the advantages?
It's unfortunate that there are a lot of controversies surrounding this issue, but I think it has a lot of advantages.
More than the disadvantages?
Yes, I think so.
No. See, laws, and they are obliged to guide us. They are meant to guide us. They are meant to lay down some path that is good for us. But when the laws are above us, that's strict. It's so strict that let's take maybe telling you don't pick the cup, and then later I tell you don't get nearer to the cup. It's so strict that you can't even attempt. That's the strictness. But don't pick the cup. It's a law. Maybe the cup is falling and I pick it. It's good. But don't get nearer to the cup. So when even the cup is falling, I won't get nearer to it.
So Zenas, moving on to the next point. You said strict parenting makes a child disciplined. It leads to a disciplined child. Is the word discipline and the word strict, is there any difference?
I think strictness leads to discipline. I mean, you are aware of the consequences of any inappropriate behavior you exhibit. So it keeps you on your toe, making sure that you don't flout rules in the house. Okay, so when you become an adult and you find yourself wherever you are, it makes you disciplined. It makes you not go against the rules and regulations and wherever you find yourself, being a corporate organization, among your friends, in an event. It makes you not to flout rules and live rightly because of the environment you're coming from.
So if strict parenting leads to a disciplined child,
Yeah.
do you think, or do all strict parents have a better child?
Well, it could be 50-50. A parent can be strict on the child, okay, making sure that he becomes the best in the future. But sometimes, if the child is not focused, okay, your parents can be strict on making sure that you become the best you can become in the future. But along the line, if you are not focused, you can drift away from the environment or the impact your parents want to have on
Can they do anything about it?
concerning
The parents.
for them to become as in not strict.
Yes.
Uh,
Maybe the child has deviated to a different route because of the level of the strictness on the child.
Children are products of the environment. So if you are coming from an environment where there are rules and regulations, you know that daddy doesn't like this, mommy doesn't like this, do as I say, do this. You make sure you don't flout rules. You make sure everywhere you find yourself, you go according to what has been laid down. So I don't see anything wrong with strictness. Okay.
Yeah.
Do strict parents have better children?
No. Not all.
Not all.
Yeah,
But
not
some.
all. Yeah, some. Yeah, I agree to it that some, but not all. The average percentage of not being successful is about, let me say, 60%. Because here lies the case. Always you are strict on the child. You are being so strict on the child that the child cannot do anything. So there will be a big chance for the child to divert from it, or goals and then lessons.
Let me throw this question to the two of you.
Yeah.
Whosoever will answer first, fine. Do you think parents need to learn or retailor their ways of parenting, their style?
Well, for me, strictness is okay, but the only thing the parents need to do is to add a bit of love and affection. Okay, there's a difference between maltreating and being strict. It's very unfortunate that parents who maltreat their children is seen as strictness. Okay, for me, I don't want to buy into that idea. But you should show the child affection after you discipline the child, after you let the child know that this is wrong. You let him know why you think it is wrong, why you shouldn't do that, the implications of what you did. So it should be backed with love. But strict parenting is, aside that, is the best. Yeah.
So, should parents lay back of this strictness to their children, or you think they should be strict throughout?
No, they shouldn't be strict.
They shouldn't.
They should lay back
They should lay
and
back.
then add more of affection, feeling, love. Go oriented with their kids, helping their kids, motivating them, encouraging them every morning. You see, sometimes when you get a parent that encourages you every morning, tells you you can do it, you can make it in life. Your friends are doing it, you can do it. It makes you go oriented that whatever that you do, or despite what that comes your way in school, despite that everything that comes your way around life, you still make it. That lifestyle alone can make the child or the boy or the girl very successful in life. Because here lies the case. Your father motivates you, your mother motivates you. When you come home, there are maybe messages, there are letters that are being written, put in your bags. You see, even though when there is something happening to you, you can even come out and then tell your father or tell your mother that, oh, this is what's wrong
But you
with
can
me.
be strict and be doing this at the same time.
You can't be strict and then do this. Even though when you want to do it, your child won't try to come to you.
Why?
Because you'll be running away. Do you know most the average of this Wikipedia says the average percentage of strict kids have anger? Lie. The average is almost like 80 something percent. That's what Wikipedia is saying. So if Wikipedia is able to calculate and see that this amount of it can happen.
So it actually looks like there's more to say concerning this strict parenting thing, but then unfortunately time will not permit us. So kindly give us your last words so that we just go off.
Okay, what I'll say to the parents out there is that there's nothing wrong with strict parenting. I mean, it makes the children be responsible. It makes them goal oriented because they know where they are coming from. It makes them focus, and it makes them put up a good behavior. So they should keep up being strict. And to the children out there, if your parents are strict, it doesn't mean they don't love you. They want the best for you. They want you to become focused. They want you to become a better person in the future because there are a lot of distractions. So big ups to all parents and children.
So I'm going to say, definitely going to say, let more love, let more affections, motivations to be added to the strictness. Even though you are going to be a bit strict, but try to calm it down. Try to create a space or create an environment that you can be free with your kids, that you can chat, you can have that free forum, that you can talk about anything. Yes, so that's what.
Add more love and motivation to the strictness so that your children will not go wayward. This draws us to the end of today's edition of Discussion on the Couch. Stay tuned for the next edition coming up on BuzzwellGh. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platform and subscribe to our YouTube channel to be updated with current videos. I still remain your host, Esther Spice. Stick and stay.